So you guys might be thinking about maybe starting a woodworking business or something like that. But I just want to share something with you guys just to make sure you don't make this mistake when starting your woodworking business, so hopefully it will become a little bit more successful. So, the big thing when you're starting your woodworking business is to to look at the market, look at the competitors, and just find a need. Find a need or a niche that you can fit in. Because I know one of the big things is lots of the people think starting a woodworking business and they just go to they just do the basics. That's all they want to do. Is just or well they just start out as the basics. Well, there's so many people out there, so much competition that people can just do the basics like um just simple cutting boards or something like that, that because there's so much competition and there's not as much demand, that causes you to it to be very hard for you to find work usually. And also, even if you do get a job, you're always fighting for being the lowest bid and stuff on this project that the customer wants you to do because it's so generic and there's five other guys that can do it. So that's the biggest thing is, but then when you find a niche, for example, I chose to do epoxy, which no other woodworkers really work with around in my area, and do live edge tables. All of a sudden, that market is now, there might be one other person in that market, but nobody else can really the epoxy on top like I do around here. They're more about the river tables, but I just found that little niche. All of a sudden, lots more custom orders and stuff like that, and people will pay me pretty decent prices for the stuff I'm doing. Also, or another example is just being a really fine woodworker or with just very simple um simple dovetail joints or stuff like that, more getting into the joinery, making it look nice. Maybe something a little complex, more complex that you're putting in the effort to learn, but because you know that now and other people don't, you all of a sudden have your own little niche. Or maybe it's like canoes, buckets, building buckets, stuff like that. That's a bit more complicated, but once you learn that little skill, such as epoxy, you all of a sudden have that niche because it's a little bit harder than what the other average woodworkers are willing to put effort into learning, and they can't do it. So yeah, that's the biggest thing, is make sure you have your own niche, because that will take, competition is tough, and especially just in the basic woodworking area, the it's really hard to make as much money in that area as if you were to just do a small little niche. But so my advice to you would be to find try to learn a new little skill within the woodworking area realm to, and then let that be kind of your niche, and just put in that extra 2 weeks or whatever to learn, 2 weeks to a month to learn that, and then all of a sudden you have a new niche and it will result in you having more success with your business and getting more money. So yeah, thanks for watching, and please subscribe and check out some of my other videos.